my channel. My name's Lisa Jane, and in today's video, I'm doing it quite late on now. I have seen this video a little bit, and it's called the Booktube Newbie Tag. I've been on Booktube about 6 months now. I started like at the back end or the beginning of this year, and I thought I've not done one of these videos where you get to know me a little bit more and who I am. So I thought I would go through just a few statements and let you know a little bit more about me. So, about me. My name's Lisa, obviously. I am 45 as I'm filming this. So I have come onto YouTube later on in life. I am married. I've been married for over 20 years now. I was married in 2003 and we have 2 boys together and they are amazing. One is nearly 19 and one is nearly 15. You will notice, and this has been one of the things I really wanted to address as quickly as possible. It is going to go on a little bit. I had health issues 6 years ago, so 2019, I had some health issues where I suffered from blood clots in the left side of my brain and down my jugular. And I feel like sometimes when I'm filming videos, I am very stuttery or pause for a while I'm trying to get my thoughts together. And I just want to explain that this is probably why, because the clots, as far as I'm aware, are still there. I am still under a consultant for that. And it's called CVST. So it's cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. Sadly, I was one of the ones affected by it. And I just sort of wanted to not go into it too much, but just pop it in here so that if you feel like I'm stumbling around my words, sometimes that just can be why, and that is just part of me. And I'm sorry if it bothers you. I just can't physically help it. But let's get on to the more interesting bits now. So, my reading history. I started reading again in March 2024. I have always loved reading. Ever since I was little, I read a lot of books. I then had, I would say, a really good break from reading. I didn't read a lot whilst my children were younger, and obviously I started uni as well in 2020. So that's took a lot of my time as well on top. So here we go. This is what I said about thinking. Yeah, so I started uni. So I really didn't have a lot of time for reading, but obviously last year I was feeling a bit stressed, and I think it was the mix of doing uni alongside a full-time job. I am a nursery manager, and between the two of them and trying to find a balance and obviously making sure I'm spending time with my husband and my children, it just got a bit much. So I went back to reading to see if that would help, and it really was an escape. It was amazing. So when they say reading is an escapism, they are absolutely spot on. It really is. And I've not looked back ever since. It's like something that I have to do every day for my well-being. My favourite books so far, I've got to mention the ACOTAR books. These are always mentioned. I'll pop them here if you haven't heard of them. I don't know anybody who hasn't. These really were the main drivers of getting me back into reading. I'd read a few before them and I was enjoying that reading experience, but then I think this was my first sort of taste again of fantasy books, or, you know, higher level fantasy books, if you like. And yeah, I loved them. And that's where it's gone from there. And then I've wanted to read more and more. Favourite genres, I would have said it used to be romance. However, I still love romance. But I would say fantasy and romantasy. I'd love to get into more high fantasy as well. It's just whether I would understand it. That's my worry with it. But I would definitely love to try it. Favourite authors. I love Sarah J Maas. I love Carissa Broadbent actually as well. She has done the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I'll try and put some of the books here if I can. I've read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, Six Scorched Roses, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. So I'm like part way through that series now, and I've really enjoyed her writing style. So Carissa Broadbent, Sarah J Maas, and I'm gonna put Chloe Walsh in there as well, because I've started reading her Boys of Tommen books and love them. So I would say she's going to be a favourite author too. Favourite booktubers. I have many booktubers I like to watch. At Emmy Reads is definitely one. As you can see, I've got a couple of her t-shirts now, and my TBR jar is covered in her stickers she designed. So she's probably one of the top favourites I love. I will try and put them here as I'm talking about them. So we've got Emmy. I love watching Lottie. I love watching Freya. I love watching Sarah Caroli and Destiny Sidwell. And I'm sure there's many more. I will try and put, like I say, put their pages here somewhere. And then if there are any more, while I'm talking now, I'll put them in so that you can see. The next one is how much do I read? I would say last year I was reading around 4 to 5 books a month. And this year it's probably up to about 5 to 6. Or if it is 5, it's generally because the books are bricks. So it's gone up slightly over the last year. And then it says, favourite videos to watch or film. My favourite videos to film are the TBR videos, the prompt jar videos, whatever form they come in, whether I do a blind TBR, a prompt jar TBR. I've had my husband choose my TBR, which I'm going to be doing again very soon. Yeah, they are my favourite kind to film and my favourite kind to watch. I also love book haul videos and bookshelf organisation videos. And then, yeah, the favourite videos I've made so far has probably got to be, and it's probably the one that was the most popular on my channel so far, is the one where my husband chose one of my TBRs. I think it was my April or May. He chose either my April or May TBR for me, and because we did it together, we just had a lot of fun. It was just, with having somebody else to bounce off, it was great. So that is a little bit more about me. If there's anything else you want to know, obviously I'm not going to give away too many personal details, but I would love to get to know you a bit more, and you tell me about what favourite books, favourite authors you have. I'd love to know all that. Pop them in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.